So good morning friends. Today again I am live in my Facebook with the topic the patriot and old story. I have told you that this poem is included in ICSE syllabi class 9 and 10. The name of the book is Treasure Trove, and this class is basically meant for the students of 9 and 10 of any ICSE school or any ICSE student reading in 9 and 10. They will be benefited with this presentation, and for our school class 8 student should also go through this, because your book also includes this topic, the patriot and old story. I have already presented 3 classes on this. In the first part, I gave you the total overall introduction of the topic and the poem at a glance. In the next part, I have discussed the first 2 stanzas of the poem. In the third occasion, which I did yesterday, I discussed other 4 stanzas, and today I am taking up the concluding part, that is the critical appreciation of the poem. Now, just before coming to that part, critical appreciation, I am giving you basic points of the story. The poem starts with a presentation. A man is entering into the city. He is being treated as the patriot. Who is treated as patriot? The patriot is one who does for the country, who thinks for the country, who serves for the country. He might have done something beautiful for to bring honor, fame and prestige for the countryman. He is the patriot, and he was received with a huge grandeur in both sides of the roads. There was crowd. All the roads and the streets were crowded in full. The roads were absolutely drenched with the roses and the myrtle. What I have already told you is what is myrtle. Myrtle is a evergreen shrub with fragrant leaves flowers in white and pink. So it was, and there were a huge number of flags, which flags were hosted at the top of the roofs, and the roofs of the houses were also filled with the persons, and they were gathered in such a way, that it appeared that they were like waves and they were swinging. So there was a big bang the patriot was entering into. The patriot thought that it would be a very good thing that he is being received in a very grandeur, in the highest grandeur. He was given a celebrity status, but he thought, especially on that day, that it is hateful. It is a revealing, because just mere noise does not suffice the purpose. Or to do something which is permanent, to do something which is everlasting. So that noise, that celebration was good on the part of the crowd, but it was not at all satisfying to the patriot. Anyway, the patriot got that grand reception. Then only 1 year has gone, a year run. This patriot is again coming through those streets. But today there is no one standing at the roof of the house, even no one standing at the doorstep of their house. No one was standing on the sides of the street. The man was being carried by some policemen, by some security fellows. His hands were tied back tightly, and so tightly that it was bleeding. Why? Because the man means that patriot has been adjudged a convict for some misdeeds, and he has got the punishment, and that is sentenced to death. So he is going to be executed in a public place. And that public place where the man, where anybody is publicly hanged is known as Sambal. And the people, instead of gathering over there, gathering on the both sides of the street or the road, they stood at the opening of the Sambal's gate. And there is scaffold. Scaffold, I have already told you, it is in discuss. Scaffold is the wooden structure where the person is placed for hanging. And the person tried to come at the scaffold. And what did they do? There was nothing praiseworthy. They were pelting stones in huge manner. Each and everybody was trying to express his disgrace by throwing stones on him, and he started bleeding. At the midst of all, the patriot was thinking, what I have not done for the countryman? I have done the massive things for you. I have left nothing undone for you. I tried to jump. I tried to live for yours, for your honor, for your prestige, for your glory. But what is your judgment? Today I am treated as the criminal. I am being treated as the criminal. And should I have got this type of reward? So he is not at all satisfied on the attitude and the behavior of the countryman. But still, he will be hanged, he will be executed. So then his last perception is that, okay, chalo, man has not rewarded me. I have not been rewarded by the countryman. But I think I am going to the other world. That is the world of God. That is the world of beauty. That is the world of eternal peace, where I will be in the lap of the God. I will be the bosom of the God, where the God is the Savior. He commits no injustice, so I will be safe in the hands of the God, in the hands of the Almighty. So he is accepting this punishment. He is accepting this amount of negligence, torture on the part of the countryman with this conception, that with this optimism that the God is with me. In the next world I will be having a safe life, a secure life. So that is the structure of the story. Now the story has got some specific dimensions. Those I have already been stated in different way, but these are to be specifically taken into, these are to be specifically taken into account. Now, number one, dramatic monologue. Dramatic, it is dramatic. What dramatic? It is an adjective of the noun drama. What is a drama? Drama is a presentation. A drama may be defined or may be considered as a presentation of some actions. That is drama. I think everybody is quite aware of the term, but some may not be aware of the definition. And if you are asked to define what is drama, drama, yes, I know drama, yes, drama, अरे वो होता है ना, वो stage में होता है, theater में होता है, ये होता है. But the drama is basically a presentation of some action. The action may be presented. When it is verbally presented, it is tell. When it is verbally presented, it is tell. When the actions are verbally presented, actions or happenings are verbally presented, it is tell. When it is written in words, it may be a story, it may be a novel. And when it is presented in a rhymic word, it becomes a poem. And when it is staged, we basically call it a drama. Okay, when it is staged, we call it a drama. So it is a dramatic presentation because here the narrator, that is here the speaker is speaking on the different events, different actions on his part, on the part of the countryman. So it is a drama. Then comes the monologue. What is monologue? You can explain the term monologue. The monologue, log is the suffix. Suffix, you know, suffix is the word which is at the part of a sentence, the part of any word which is added. Then mono means single. What is the log? Log means speech. So log refers to speech. Okay, and the word log has got its origin from the term lex. Lex basically known as word or speech. If you might have heard the word lexicon dictionary, it means it is the dictionary consisting of all the words which are being used all over the globe. So in any literature, it may be in English, it may be in Bengali, it may be in other languages too. So the monologue, log refers to speech, and it has got its origin from lex, the word lex, and mono means single. You have heard the term dialogue. Dia means two. When two persons are speaking, it is basically when in any conversation, two persons or two groups of persons involved, that is known as dialogue. So dialogue is a speech or conversation where two persons or two groups are involved. Okay, then obviously mono means single, and when a single person is involved in the conversation, it should be monologue. And there is just let me first discuss this part, monologue aspect of this poem. Here it is treated as monologue. Why? It is monologue because it is only the speaker who is speaking, who is representing the different events. The events what happened 1 year back, and the events and the actions which are happening right now. So it is a monologue because there is no one. There might be other group. The readers are here. We are the readers. We are going through the topic. We are going through the topic, but we are not making any comment. We are not reacting. So it is a one-way route. It is an one-way route. A single person stating everything. Each and every action in dramatic form. So it is a monologue because there might be other aspects. There might be the other persons, but these are not reacting. If those who are listening, who are reading, if they react, then it would become a dialogue. Okay, I think I have cleared the topic. Then I am very often I am very critical in my aspects. So one thing, when monologue is there, when dialogue is there, there must be some polylogue. So it came to my mind last night. Last night it came to my mind the polylogue, poly. I think we do not discuss. Basically, we do not have that amount of attitude to go into the depth. So I was thinking polylogue. There must be some polylogue. Poly means what? Poly means many. Then when monologue is there, dialogue is there, polylogue must be there. So polylogue, when we have seen the environment of polylogue conversation, when basically when the different types of persons speaking on differently. Just say something has happened in your locality, unwanted has happened in your locality. The policeman came, the netas have come, and your family member, your friends, and some other fellows are over there. So there are interaction among everybody. All groups are talking to each other. There is a huge conversation from the different parts, and that should be treated as polylogue. Okay. So polylogue, I think I have cleared it in detail, the term monologue, dialogue and polylogue. Okay, and it is dramatic because it is nothing but the presentation of the different actions that have already taken place. Okay, so it is a dramatic monologue. It is this poem a patriot, an old story as a dramatic monologue. Next come to the second part, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme. Rhyme, as you all know, there is some simile. So the question of rhyme comes in case of poem, in case of song, and like that. Okay, in case and in these cases, what do we see? There is a line, say line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. So we have seen that the last letter of this sentence, say in the first line, maintain some simile to the last word of the second line. Okay, so it is rhyming. Okay, it may be that the last one of the first line and the last one of the third line may have the simile, and it may be that it might be have the simile. It may be that so fourth and second and fourth line will have the simile. So same type of pronunciation. Okay, and if this is true, then the concept is A. Here is A. Okay, B. What then? If we maintain this first line and third line, second line and fourth line, so it is above. Okay, but in our poem, this poem, the patriot is of 6 stanza, and 5 lines each. What we have seen? So we have seen that the letter and the pronunciation of at the end of the fourth line, second line and fourth line being the same, and the letter and the pronunciation of the first, third and fifth are the same. So the presentation is a, ba. Understood? A, ba. A, first one, again a, second, a third one, in the fifth one. So the presentation, this scheme is a, ba. A, ba. Sorry. A, ba. Clear? So that is the scheme of presentation. That is another aspect, very, very important aspect. Whenever, if you, my friends, if you want to go into the depth of the topic, whenever you will be performing, whenever you will be making other understand, so I think we should not only go through the topic, not only go through what is stated in that, it will come only in our examination, only summary may come, in our examination the character of the patriot may come. So I would like not to go. So don't read for passing the examination. Passing examination only a case of 1 month issue. But understanding the poem, the poem is given to you to go through for the 2 years. What for? Why? Because you have to scan, you have to analyze, you have to go through the each and every line. You have to go into the in depth, because you are English medium students. You might have absolute authority on the literature, on the language of the English language. Okay. So this is my second aspect of our discussion. Critical appreciation. Then comes a third, background. Background is a very, very important thing. But if you go through the poem Patriot, you will see, sir, what is the background? When was it happened? Who was the patriot? Whose words have been stated in this poem? So there is a good number of queries are there. Good number of queries. I had also that amount of queries. Okay. So I had the queries. Who? The patriot. Someone is there now. Someone might have been over there who was the patriot who did something good. And what good, that I don't know. But there might be some patriot. Who is the patriot? About whom it is stated. Just whenever we are going through Iliad, Odyssey, we are going through Ramayana, Mahabharata, we are taught that there are some persons, there are these and that. So we can grasp the thing properly well. But here we are in darkness, that about whom it is stated. The patriot, who was the patriot? So that is a very great question that has been absolutely understood, absolutely implied, absolutely absent, I would like to say, in this poem. Probably I have scanned the material, the overall. I have gone through, I have researched it, I have gone through. My perception is that it was happening in Italy and Australia, Italy and Austria. Austria, Italy. Austrian ruler started ruling Italy during the period 1841 to 1849. Italy was under the rule of some Austrian ruler. And that Austrian rule was very, very unpopular over there, and people started agitating. There is huge uproar, huge fight for the freedom. And in that freedom, one person was there, was Arnold of Brescia. Brescia is a small town of Italy, where he is Mr. Arnold of that. And Arnold have that type of fate. Arnold did a lot for the sake of their countrymen. Who is that? Their country is Italy. So for the Italian fellow, Arnold extended massive amount of performance. But later on, the ruler placed Arnold in such a way, projected Arnold in such a way that the people of Italy had started thinking that he was not a good fellow, and especially the Austrian were not at all satisfied with Arnold, so he was hanged publicly. So it is most probably Browning was much more concerned with this during this period with regards to the freedom fighting of Italy, and I think he has taken that character for the purpose of his presentation of his story, his poem, an old story. Okay, so friends, that is the third part of our poem. That is the third